So what we have here is a couple of definitions to help us get into this question. So remember, empirical formula is the simplest ratio of the number and type of atoms, and molecular formula is the actual number and type of atoms in a substance. So for example, best way to illustrate it, this is a molecular formula for this chemical C2H6. If I wanted to break that down to the simplest ratio, then both those numbers can be simplified to CH3 by dividing by 2. And because that's the simplest ratio, this therefore is the empirical formula. So these two are related to each other in that this is the full formula and this is just a ratio of that formula. And if I was to times this formula here by 2, I would get back to my molecular formula. So let's take that knowledge into a question. And this question says that a substance has an empirical formula of CH2. Its relative molecular mass, that's the mass of the whole formula, is 98. Use the information to find the molecular formula. So to do this, first thing we have to do is take the formula CH2 and we have to find the mass of that empirical formula. So in here we've got carbon is 1 carbon, we've got 2 lots of hydrogen, so 1 times the mass of carbon is 1 times 12, and then 2 times the mass of hydrogen is 2. Add those up and we get a total of 14. Okay, now what I need to do is get that ratio between the empirical formula and the molecular formula, and to do that all I need to do is take the mass of the molecular formula, divide it by the mass of the empirical formula, so let's just do that on my calculator, and that's giving me a factor of 7. So this means that my empirical formula has to be 7 times heavier to make it the molecular formula. So all I need to do is take 7 and times it by the empirical formula, so let's just finish that off. So if I take 7 times by the empirical formula, I'm going to get C7H14, and that will be the molecular formula.